6 performances in NBA history. Number 5, the 1988 NBA Finals. If you're old enough to remember Isaiah Thomas's performance in this game, he could barely walk on a sprained ankle. He had 25 of his 43 points in the third quarter. This would have ranked much higher on the list, except that the Lakers won 103-102 and wound up winning the championship, but Isaiah was brilliant in that game. Number 4, Windy was probably there. LeBron against Boston. They're down 3-2. The Heat are about to get knocked out, and LeBron went 45, 15, and 5, then won Game 7, and Miami went on to win LeBron's first NBA championship. All the heat in the world on LeBron. That would have been higher, but the top 3 all came in the finals and all won championships. Giannis in 21. 50 points and 14 rebounds as the Bucks won Game 6 and clinched their first NBA championship since 1971. He's at number 3. Michael Jordan is at number 2. The 98 finals, his last game as a Bull. He makes the steal from Karl Malone on one end, makes the shot on the other end. He had 45 of the Bulls, 87 points in that game as they won their 6th championship. What could possibly top that? Number 1. Magic as a rookie, 1980. He was 20 years old. He started at center because Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was hurt. In Philadelphia, he went for 42 points, 15 rebounds. Have no fear, Magic is here. Magic Johnson as a rookie leading the Lakers to an NBA championship in Game 6 on the road, jumping center, even though he was the team's point guard. Edges out Jordan as the number 1 Game 6 performance of all time.
He's so excited.
That was a great list.
So we always talk about Game 7s, right? Like the Game 6s. You remember Isaiah in 88. Zeke, if you're watching this morning, we will never forget it. If they had won that game, it would have been higher on the list. That said, what do we have in store tonight in this Game 6?
Not only is this a must-win Game 6, but this has to be a must-remember game for the soul of the franchise.
For the Knicks.
For the Knicks. The soul of the franchise is Jalen Brunson. After every loss in the playoffs, this dude is averaging 36.5 points per game after losses. And this is one of those moments in a series where at home, the environment is going to be off the chart screen. And be honest with you, man, like, this has to be the hit moment. This is the Game 7 in Game 6. And Jalen Brunson, Captain Clutch, it is built for him to rise in this game.
Is it? Is tonight Brunson's
night? It has to be.
Does tonight, Chiney, do you believe tonight is the night for Captain Clutch?
So I was having conversations walking the streets of New York, and I said, like, if Jalen Brunson delivers and wins Game 6, he's going to be goated. And many New Yorkers were like, no, he's already goated for what he's done, which is kind of ironic. But I do think that the key here is keeping it close. They have won all 3 clutch games in this series. They have the clutch player of the year. As long as they're in, what do they say? Like, I don't want to say spitting's distance, because that's not cute. Yeah. But like, you know what I mean? But like, if
sniffing
they're close,
distance. Whatever distance is close. I don't know.
If they keep it close, they have the best
distance,
shot.
But what is the expression?
It's definitely not sniffing distance.
Yeah, it's
whatever that.
But no, you're right. Like, I look at this squad, and we are in the modern NBA, where players rule, but also there's a reset where teams are now restructuring, valuing basketball for the future. You could not have more of a quintessential type of New York Knicks type of player and squad than this current squad. They don't care about the bright lights. They love to hoop. They love to win, and they love to do it the right way. And if they win in this moment and get themselves to the Eastern Conference Finals, this will be a moment that is truly goated.
Something interesting happened the other night at the Garden in Boston. I don't think this was on TV. This was only seen in the arena. Jalen Brunson, as you know, fouled out in the fourth quarter, 6 minutes to go. The game was in hand for the Celtics. Gino, they played Gino on the scoreboard. And late in the game, just to jeer him, they put Jalen Brunson on the Jumbotron. And Brunson just smiled. He's like, all right. I'll never forget that moment, because I think he was like, okay, I'll see you on Friday. So he had an off game. He gets 5 fouls in the third quarter. Everything about that game was unusual for him. He's so mentally tough. And I mean, you never see Jalen Brunson smile, ever, ever. He scores 50, he doesn't smile. Jalen Brunson was smiling. It would have given me chills if I was the Celtics.
But Greeny, if you lose this game at home, all that magic, all that momentum, that fades so quickly.
Yeah.
Very fast.
Yeah, I know.
Game 7.
So here's what I want to get to. Nothing in this series has made sense. Wendy said it exactly right. Everything that has happened in this series has been the opposite of what I thought was going to happen. Let's at least say, has it made sense? I haven't seen it coming. It seems too easy for me to say, oh, tonight Jalen Brunson goes for 40 and the Knicks win. Something else has to happen for the Knicks to win. Who is that someone?
I mean, it'd be nice for OG to make some shots. It'd be nice for Mikal Bridges to play well.
The other night was the Luke Cornett game, right? Game 5, if the Celtics come back and win this series, then this series will always be remembered for the Luke Cornett game. Who will that game be tonight?
I don't want to put the cart ahead of the horse because you're projecting NBA Finals scenarios, and we have the opportunity to say where the biggest trade that we've seen in a long time, not talking Luka Doncic, Karl-Anthony Towns, Julius Randle, how did it materialize?
Right.
It looks like it's winning on both sides. To me, it's Cat. It's Cat. If you look at his three-point shot, he's the self-proclaimed best shooting big man, right? But he hasn't necessarily needed to make threes for them to be successful. If he puts it all together, that will help the Knicks. I have loved what he's done defensively. I think he's held his opponents to like 25% shooting defensively. We roasted Cat for drop coverage, for not wanting to go up there and challenge shooters. He is doing that this series, check mark. He's also getting himself in the paint. I love the mismatches that he's hunting, posting up. Like, you've seen flashes of greatness in the paint. If he adds the perimeter, if he's able to dominate on all aspects of the court, that will be the best case scenario because there's a lot riding on Jalen Brunson. If Cat, this is the reason why you made the trade.
I'm
to
totally
deliver
with
moments
you.
like this. If he can show up, that will be huge as well.
Listen, it would be a delight. The question is, does he pick up his traditional third foul in the second quarter? That's like a tradition unlike any other. I said it yesterday. Jim Nantz should narrate it when it actually happens. Oh, there it is. There's his third foul in the second quarter.
He's always very surprised when it happens.
Let's put the picks up on this. Oh, no, this is terrible.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
Change one of them. I don't care which one.
I volunteer as tribute.
Change hers. Change something. We cannot, Cindy. I cannot live in a world where that's on the screen. That is not going to end well.
The Jets-Knicks anxiety that you have for this moment is not great.
It doesn't end well. All right. Well, we'll try and flip it at some point by the end of the day because that's his thing. We also have very nervous. Oh, am I being told we can do it? Yeah. Go ahead.
Come on.
Change everything.
Magic.
No. We got the football guys. Okay. We'll see. The football squad wants to chime in on the game as well. Everyone is wrapped up in all of this. Traeger is a crazy Knicks fan. He's more neurotic than anyone I know. Who wins tonight?
I'm nervous, sick about this. I don't want to see any Johnny-come-latelys. I don't need Stephon Diggs courtside. Give me Knicks fans, Action Bronson, Matthew Modine, Jerry Ferrara, and give me the Knicks in 6. Let's go.
What do you think?
I'm not going to list any celebrities, but Luke Cornett's not going to have another game like that. Knicks will take care of this.
Nate.
Yeah, it's definitely Knicks. Jalen Brunson's been incredible for the last 2 playoffs in a row, last 2 regular seasons in a row. He's one of the best players in basketball and still somehow underappreciated. Brunson gets it done.
I don't like seeing this.
I don't like any of this. Wendy just yelled out, I don't know if you could hear it, that he just booked his train for Game 7. There's only one hard, fast rule in life. When everyone thinks something is going to happen, it doesn't. We'll find out. Game 6 tonight. We've got all the action coming your way tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern. Countdown crew tips off our 1-hour pre